We have already started talking about international businesses and relationship of those businesses with gender and choice of variety. So here we will try to understand the same relationship in a larger, broader context, taking example of China. Why example of China? Because China in 1970s onward has opened up its economy for international business. So in this country, only the social resources, the national resources, were under the control of the state. So no individual or no company privately could do any kind of economic activity or business. What to talk about international businesses, but now they have opened doors of their economy for national and international investors. That's why we are taking example of China. Globalization and the result, why China did that. So because of globalization. What is globalization? Means that the world is interconnected and interdependent place. So no country is isolated now. Somehow with trade, with other political international relations, every country, major, minor, is linked with the other. So this is how a global community has emerged. And this idea too is product of the last few decades of 20th century. It's not an old idea. So it actually is a result of increase in trade, first of all, and advancement in communication technology. These are the things which brought closer to different countries of the world. Primarily, basically, it was an economic phenomenon, this globalization, but it also has deeply affected the world at social and cultural level. Local contexts are not free from its effects. Globalization has impacted the role of men and women both in local and global context. In other words, it also has affected the social organization of societies. The roles of men and women, which were conventionally, culturally determined, they were also affected by this process of globalization. And interestingly, it has supported gender division of work. Look, this division has created separate career paths for men and women. So it has, in other words, deepened the division of genders after this. How? Sociolinguists, because of this deep rooted effect of globalization, these days they are working on finding link between gender, work, and language. They have been doing this already, we have discussed it, but now more than that, they are involved in researching this linkage between these factors, especially with reference to globalization. Cameron, you know this, she is Deborah Cameron and belongs to Britain, a feminist linguist. So she has found, we have already talked about her theories and views when she discussed Robin Lakoff's views about women's language. You can recall her views from your previous studies in earlier modules. So she has found that in call centers, female linguistic style is a requirement of the job. It means that only female are more suitable candidates, and number two, these female must possess linguistic skills. This is called feminization of call center services. So this is the first result of globalization, feminization of service industries like call centers, and we would shortly see how it happens in countries like China and South Korea and other countries like that. Call centers in tourism, another factor, are new markets where linguistic skills are sold as a commodity. Our linguistic skills have now become something commodifiable, something uh, saleable. These skills bring income for both the individuals and the employers. As we said in some earlier module, that women are hired as receptionists, they are face of the company, so they represent the company's face to their clients. So it means not only they earn a better living, their company also benefits from this cultural skill possessed by their employees. Call centers are one example of relation between gender, language, and work in a broader international context. This is something online. So it is a kind of virtual business, you can call. Uh, for a practical experience of this, how it is feminized, this is a task for you. Apply online job application for some position at a call center. Share with us the job requirements, just the skills they require, the education they require. Are there any conditions imposed on the job seekers that indicate feminization of this job? Because many young men in Pakistan these days are involved with this service industry, so that's why this is quite relevant and interesting task for you. China has, now again we come back to our discussion about China. China has moved away from state-owned economy to globalized open economy. As I said in the introduction, the state now encourages companies and individuals to compete in the market to generate resources for their well-being and for the well-being of the Chinese economy. So they in fact have widened uh, the businesses all over the China and all over the world. And you know, these days China's economic activities, you are well aware of that. As a result, social and economic stratification has emerged in China. Stratum means group, class, tabka, that we call in Urdu. So this opening of economy has resulted in, we have said that there is further deepening of gender division. There is another kind of division, that a new class has emerged within other existing classes. What is that class? You will shortly know. Foreign companies are doing business in China and hire Chinese. Number one, these Chinese are professionals who serve them and earn huge money and prestige. Look, these are professional women which are hired by these companies, which are international companies, but they are working in China. They hire professional Chinese women. And why? We have said that they have communication skills. This professional group is distinct from other professional groups working in state-owned organizations. This is the new stratification, new classification in society that has emerged as a result of this opening up of businesses to international investors in China. One of the main factors of this distinction between those professional women who work with international companies and those who work with China's own organizations, local organizations. So this distinction is, first of all, stands on language. This is the major factor, the cultural capital that is possessed only by women. We want to see where and how gender enters in this globalized economy. This is our interest in this whole discussion, where gender enters in this whole talk. So, we have seen this involvement of gender in form of professional women. We conclude that China has entered globalized economy. This movement has introduced new social classes, new social class of professional women working in state-owned organizations and businesses and working with foreign companies. The main quality of this group that gives them higher status and pedestal in society is their skills in the use of foreign language.